Dang, they're being bossy this morning. Come out, what else? They were all bellering. Of course, they were all in the feed barn. And Wally and Cowboy were down there by the bridge trying to decide how bad they wanted to play through the hot wire. Thought about grabbing the hot shot, running down there and run both of them away from it. But I didn't. Instead, I thought, oh, I'll run up and get Mom's paper because it wasn't raining very much at that point. Yeah. I'm a little late this morning, like about 2 hours late getting out because some little pain in the ass right there wandered in and out of the trailer all night long. She must have ate something yesterday that didn't agree with her. So anyway, 6:45, there's no paper in the paper box. Now, when Dad was still kicking, and he was reading the paper every day, if that paper wasn't there by 6 o'clock, he made a phone call. And probably 2 or 3 times a week, he'd explain to the folks in there that you give me my money back for my year's subscription, or you get the damn paper in the paper box when I can see it in the morning. What happened to the old days? Newspapers used to be in the box between 4 and 5 a.m. every frickin' day. People could go read the paper while they had their coffee and breakfast, go to work, and not be late. Anyway. Play Where's Waldo? What do you think, Wally? He does still blend in. Anyway, get my feeding done. And I'm going to make sure nothing's left out and probably close the other end of the feed barn. Because we still need to move them to the other pasture, but we got to finish checking fence there. And God, I hate doing that when it's wet. Especially with calves that are only, minis aren't even a week old, I don't think. And they were a little small to begin with. So anyway. Okay. Cows are locked in at the other end of the feed barn now. So now I've got to attempt the most dangerous job I have all day. You might think I'm kidding. He ain't got little anymore. Got that one done. Oh, good morning, ladies. Would you like some breakfast? Who wants some breakfast? Sapphire, would you like breakfast? Oh, I could hold the camera different, right? I could spin you around and set that down and then get my buckets. I asked Sapphire again if she wanted breakfast, and she said, yes, please. Didn't she? Yes, please. How about your other friends in here? Who else wants breakfast? Oh, yeah, Sapphire's mommy. Morning, Ruby. Why doesn't your mama come up here and hang with you, Brat? Huh? Brat? You want breakfast? Oh, jeez, I don't know. Yeah, I suppose I'll feed them. I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but apparently that last time around sending the hair samples in for Cowboy's DNA, his DNA's all right. I don't know what we ever did before all that crap. What are you doing? What are you doing? Really? Are you sure? Dog just walked by him and kind of spooked him, I think. Heard a noise behind me. Anyway, finished feeding. Then go see if that sinking newspaper's there. Right there's the end of that line fence coming down. And from here, I don't see any trees over that part of it. That's a good thing. But we were coming up to check fence, and somebody calls me, said to stop. And she says, coyote. Well, she apparently saw it way over there, and then cedar trees right through there. She said that's the place she saw it. See the screwed up grass right there? That's where we stopped on the bikes, and she told me where it was. Well, I couldn't see where it was. Apparently it was right in here, and I was looking past the branches on the end of that, and You see some dead stuff there. Yes, even in a scope. That looks like a coyote. She says, oh, he's looking at you. Well, I'm looking, I'm going, it looks like one curled up sleeping and not looking at me, but I shot on it. She said it dropped like a sack of spuds.
It did. I mean, it was just like someone hit him. He just
And then
dropped.
the next thing, zoom over here. There's one running across here. Of course, lost sight of him in here. And over there, runs downhill. I got him to stop. And actually, there's a dark spot there. I might have got him. I'll have to go look. I don't think it is, though. Right there. And I could just see him, except he wasn't very thick-bodied. And if you look at that, I mean, I can get, 200 yards easy. I just got to know what height I'm really at. And that's probably 2 1/4, I suppose. So I think I wasted 2 of these.
Well, I knew that with my 9, I wasn't close enough.
Well, yeah, with the 9, you got to be within 25 yards to be accurate enough with that. But anyway, we're going to finish checking fence. And it's supposed to start raining here in a little bit. Hate to let them out here in the rain with the small calves, but hopefully they will stay on the other side of the creek for a day or two. And worst thing is, once the mamas cross the creek, well, then the calves want to. And I was thinking this morning, I've told you about having young calves when we still had the neighbors, and 2 or 3 day old calf ended up out in when it was too damn hot out, and ended up with pneumonia way at the far end. It would be straight through there, and the only way to get there was a lane along the road and all the way down. And we had another one. Mom would come out here and check cows, counted calves, thought everything was good. They got moved to a different pasture. And I don't remember what I was out here for now. But it was about a week and a half later. That tree right there. That was a windfall that has since grown back up. It used to cross, and we used to use that to cross the creek all the time, but the main trunk's finally gone. Just the other side of it was some brush. And the cows used to cross on this side. Well, the calf crossed on the other side. The bank was about like that with nothing on it. I found him, hid in the brush. It was easy to find from about 50 yards away because you could smell him. Don't know why the cow never raised hell. I mean, maybe the cow knew. Too late, forget it. But that's 2 that we've lost in, like 60 years out here, other than when Mom and Dad still calved them down the bottom along the creek. And they would lay by the creek and have their calf, and then it would go splash, and you'd find a dead calf. And now it's raining already, so we're going to get to work. Give you an idea how tall the grass is. But this also got manure on it. Some of that did, but I don't think we got along the fence here. Most of it's a little shorter than this. But hey, it looks good. And it's getting wet out. Yeah, they ain't going to be so happy. We got back into the little triangle up there. And there's still a hell of a lot of grass out there. There's still some areas that are knee-high because they haven't ate it down yet. So they're going to stay there, which is a better thing for when it's raining. Because that tall grass is already wet. You take those calves and put it out there and throw some rain on it, and they're going to get cold. I mean, I'm freezing my butt off right now. I got this coat on, this nice one from BCP Farming and Trucking, It gets a little warm when it's warm out, but they'll get over it. So figure out what else to do today. And I think about 2 o'clock, one of Thailand's friends is bringing a horse out for my mother to ride. So hopefully it's a little nicer than this at that point in time. Mom wants the chance to ride one more time. Who knows? She may have a few more years left. God only knows. Anyway. Gonna ask anybody if they needed some of them baby cones off fir trees. We have a yard full of them now. And they blew in the shop. Kind of hard to see in the gravel, but they're everywhere. And might be able to see them on the concrete from here if it'll focus. Yeah, the concrete's not supposed to have a tan tint to it. And if you can hear it, air show's going on in Hillsboro, so one of those things we get to listen to for 3 or 4 days every year. They never make up their mind when it's going to be. This time it's now. Usually it's in July or something. So anyway, we didn't end up changing pasture on the cows because they have plenty to eat. I think I mentioned that. I mean, so many dogs get locked in the shop. This thing is drained. There wasn't much in it. And cleaned off up around the fittings so we can take it apart without getting shit and everything. And ordered a cab kit for it. Becky ordered it Friday, I think, but it was late enough. You know, when you're dealing with back east, they'll understand that we ordered it come Monday. And fair, whatever it is, fair cab, whatever. We've gotten a few cab kits from them. They're seem to be pretty good product, and they ship them pretty quick. The last cab kit in this tractor was not from them. It was one that the dealer got, and it hasn't held up worth a shit, to be honest with you. It wasn't from Case IH. It was not from, it was an aftermarket one they got, but, that's the covering off that doorpost. There's nothing up there other than the insulation that's been raining down. And she's a freaking pigsty. So anyway, the other thing we did, they sell the window and door seal kits. It says that this one takes the same as the 3394, but this one's only about 12 inches. I want to say the 3394 is another 3 or 4 inches wide here. So I'm assuming they run long and you cut them off, but this one's been that way for a while. One on the 3394 is screwed up there and down here, and so spend money while you got it, right? Money that should have been spent a few years ago, but just haven't spent any. So it's kind of like this. I mean, we should have done something with that compressor 5 or 6 years ago. But anyway, so today has been sunshine, wind, and rain. When it rains, you don't want to be out in it. And when the wind's blowing, you don't want to be in it. Come on, dogs. So I told Ty we'll just call it early. Ain't that early, but enough early. We did some stuff in the basement for Becky, so better than being out here. So with that, thank you for watching. I got one more barn to go feed. Take a look out in the pasture from over here and see what things look like. I should probably turn the lights on out here so I got camera, but I only saw 2 cows walk through that barn all night. Before I went to bed. And the 10th time I was up because the dog wandered out. But anyway, hope y'all had a good Sunday. Hope everybody has a great Monday. And Monday is, we got 3% chance of rain for Monday. Past that, it's from 60% to 97% for the next 10 days. A little backstory. The air show, that's all part of the Rose Festival. And yeah, everything's dry, but the water's still running down there. You don't make hay during Rose Festival because it always rains during Rose Festival. Wouldn't be a good day to make hay. I don't know how much rain we've got today, but I mean, every time it rains on a hay crop, you lose. It rains and dries off, you just lost nutrition. Rains again, dries off, you just lost more. Doesn't take long and there isn't any left. What I see from here, everybody looks all right. I don't see any calves look like they're in distress or anything. So anyway, that's enough gabbing. Thanks for watching, everybody.